Warning: the following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on the show are reflective of AJ Orsini and his guests exclusively. Seriously, guys, the show's called Uncensored. If you got a problem with bad language, I really don't give a shit. Tonight, AJ Orsini, that's me, bequeaths onto all of you episode 126, and I've got to answer the one question I have been asked 1,000 times over the course of this entire week. AJ, why the hell are you so happy about the way the Royal Rumble went? Everything was horrible. No, it wasn't horrible. I did enjoy everything that went down, and I'm going to tell you why.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and now your host, AJ Orsini.
How the hell is everybody out there? This is your boy, your main man, your top soul brother from another mother. This is your host of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and I am, just like I just said a second ago, man, I am bequeathing onto all of you episode 126 straight consecutive episodes of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and this is a first for me, this particular episode. You can judge by the title here, Royal Rumble Fallout. I have never really done a post-pay-per-view show, because I usually do roundtables for the big WWE pay-per-views, and we're going to be changing that throughout the course of the year. I'm going to be doing roundtables, more roundtables for non-WWE events. That would be a first for this show. But I've always really just done roundtables for Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and for Survivor Series. And I've never done a post-show, though. I've never done it because I just don't feel the need to sit down and break everything down, hold for hold, move for move. And I got to tell you right now, that's not what I'm doing here tonight. But there was a lot of chatter about this particular pay-per-view, which I'm an 80s and 90s kid, okay? I was born in 83. These motherfuckers are pay-per-views to me. They've always been pay-per-views. They will always be pay-per-views. I know I called it a Netflix special on the roundtable, but by God, these are pay-per-views to me. So there's been a lot of chatter about the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and that's, of course, as per usual for me, voicing my opinion on my own social media page, any of the pages, to be honest with you, because I've been cursed out on all platforms this week about said pay-per-view has been met with much resistance. So, what I've decided to do is I would like to do something very special. I've never done this before, ever. And I don't know if I'm going to be getting in trouble for it, but I figure since there's no audio, there shouldn't be any problem. But I'm going to do something that I've heard done on podcasts before. So I didn't invent this. This isn't a new thing. I've actually heard this done on other podcasts before, and it's something that's very interesting. And I know that I've told my audience 1,000 times that I have been in the wrestling business for a long time, and I've done jobs like this, like ring announcing and interviewing and being a color and a play-by-play analyst and commentator. I've done all this before. But after 125 consecutive episodes, it started to dawn on me, I've never actually shown that skill set. And I'm not going to do full-blown commentator here, but I thought it would be interesting because one of the most interesting facets or things to come out of the Royal Rumble was the men's 30-man over-the-top Royal Rumble. And, of course, Brock Lesnar being a huge part of that. And such a big conversation about whether it was really, really good, whether it was really, really bad. It's all subjective, regardless of what I'm going to tell you on this show. You may or you may not agree with what I'm going to say about this matchup, but I've got a lot to say about it, and I figure what better way to explain myself than to do it in real time. So what I'm going to do is for the second half of this episode, I'm going to live call this thing. I already have it set up in front of me. I've got my network up. I've got it paused. I hope my TV doesn't. I have the new smart TV, right? So I got apps and shit on here. So I just hope this fucker doesn't fall asleep while I'm doing this episode, because I'm gonna come back to this in a second. So we're gonna do that. This is the first time I've done this. I have not rehearsed this. I have not planned this out. I have a plan for this show, but I never planned on doing this shit live until literally about 15 minutes ago. I was prepping for the show. I just let me start from the beginning. My school started up again, so I'm taking my classes again. And today's last day of classes, so I got here late. It's Thursday evening. I'm doing it Thursday night because I won't have the time to do it Friday and Saturday. I've got some family stuff planned out, so we're going to knock this out Thursday. So as of right now, I don't know what's happening on SmackDown, and quite frankly, I don't care, because everything that I'm going to discuss with you here happened on Sunday, so Friday doesn't really matter. We'll get back to Friday another day. But I really just started planning out for this show earlier today. I had threw some notes down, but I was really doing the research and everything for the show about a little while ago when I decided, fuck trying to paint a picture for you. I'm going to color in the picture that was already made. I got it out in front of me. We're going to do this. I'm going to go from a certain point. I'm going to explain what point that is, but it's the very, very beginning of Brock Lesnar being in the Rumble, and I'm going to talk you all the way until he gets eliminated. And I'm going to explain to you, in my opinion, why this was brilliantly executed. Were there any flaws? Sure. If you're going to nitpick, sure, there's a few things here and there, but we're going to go from beginning to end. I've never done this before. I haven't rehearsed this. This isn't planned. We're flying off the cuff here. This is just something that I'm attempting to do, just like I did with the lightning round, where I'm just trying to challenge myself and see if I can explain it and what was going into my head, because I've obviously seen this before. Twice now, actually, I've seen this. So all the thoughts that were in my head when I first saw this, or even the second time I've seen it, I'm hoping will come back into my head now as I'm watching it, so that I can explain to you why I thought that this was just brilliantly done. And not just like breeze through it. I mean live. We're going to do it live. But that's the second half of this. Until then, we've got some other stuff that we need to talk about here. First and foremost, thank you for listening to the show. Of course, AJOUM.podbean.com is the main place to catch the new episodes. That is where they're uploaded directly to. All the other servers and things that I'm attached to, like iTunes and Google Play Music and Stitcher and Spotify, those all get their updates from my feed from Podbean. So if you aren't already, and I've never plugged this before, but I'm starting to see this as a trend now based on the information that I get back, feedback wise. People are starting to subscribe on Podbean. Now, I think to do that, you'd have to either go to the website. I know on the app you can do it directly. You download the app, you can sign up for it, and then you can hit the subscribe button there. That's if you're choosing to go through the app. You can also do it on the website, I'm sure, but it's not. I'm not sure how that works with the website. I know for the app, it's a simple click of the button. It's a quick subscribe deal. You can just do that. And I've been noticing that people have been doing that directly. Now, one of the bonuses to that is my show gets shared out through my social media around 9 o'clock, which is why I always tell people the show's at 9 o'clock. But 9 times out of 10, my show does not upload on the Podbean at 9 o'clock. It uploads before that. And like I said, all the other outlets get the feed from Podbean. So if I know I'm going to be busy Saturday evening and I upload it Saturday morning or Friday night or whatever the case may be, you can actually get the show earlier. There's nothing really I could do about that. I've had trouble scheduling my posts when it comes to Podbean. My schedules on social media all happen really good, but for some reason Podbean fucks me up. So I just upload it to Podbean and say fuck it, and then I'll use the link from Podbean and I'll schedule it on social media. That's kind of how I've been doing it. So it does get shared and released out on social media around 9, but if you're trying to get to it beforehand, or if you just, I don't know, want to comment on it or whatever you want to do, subscribing to Podbean is the fastest way to do that. By the way, there's a very cheap and very attractive way to help support the show. There's a sale going on right now over at Pro Wrestling Tees for the T-shirt or T-shirts or whatever it is they're selling. I only have the T-shirt. I know there's other merch items for other stores. The gray tee, the sexy unisex gray tee for the official Orsini's Uncensored Mind T-shirt, 15% off. The code is all over my social media because I fucking plastered it all over the place. So all you need to do is head over to prowrestlingtees.com/AJOUM to check out the T-shirt. Big sale going on, 15% off. Jump on that. The last time we had a sale, a couple of shirts were purchased, so thank you guys for their support. Speaking of support, there was something else that happened with the Royal Rumble, or during the course of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. We had our Royal Rumble randomness, our pools. The first time I ever did one of these things. So excited that I was able to get enough people to fill out the pools. It's so funny. I had more than 30, which I was kind of hoping for. You know, it's my first time doing this. I wasn't sure what I was going to get. I know some people get like a bunch of names for their pools, like a big number. Some of them do multiple pools and then do a pick at the end. I was prepared to do that. I'm very happy and very honored that I had more than 30, but I did not have 60. So rather than, have empty spots floating around, I just thought that was kind of weird to do. Unfortunately, I had to remove some names toward the end. I treated this as a first come first serve type of deal, and even though I didn't announce a cutoff, there ended up being a cutoff. Everybody who was cut off, I notified them to let them know of what I'm telling you now. I didn't want to do like 40 names, let's say, and have like 30 in one Rumble and then like 20 open spots for another, or to mix it up just to even it out. 40 out of 60, it's about 20 per Rumble, which means 10 open spots per Rumble. It just would have been weird. And I didn't want to run the risk of having a non-winner. That just would have been awkward. So I did do a cutoff. Maybe we'll do this again next year. Maybe. If I've got the time to do it, I would love to do it again. It was kind of fun, actually. It made the Rumble more interesting for me. I'll be honest with you, because I was looking through the names. I had it up in front of me while the entrants were coming out. So I was like, ooh, this person's got a good number. This person's got a good number. So that was pretty cool. It was like fantasy football. It's like watching the game, knowing that your quarterback's on the field and all that other stuff. It was pretty interesting. So it made it more interesting for me. I hope it made it more interesting for you guys. I know I had a bunch of people who were watching the Rumble, and when their person was eliminated, they would, messaging me or leaving comments, thanks for including me. They were waving that white flag, so to speak, so that was pretty cool. It just overall was really, really dope. But I want to go ahead and take the time to thank our Final Four. For those of you who didn't get a chance to see it or see the post that I made about it on social media, for the Women's Rumble, the winner of the Women's Rumble was Andrew Silvera, who I've actually had on the show before. I forgot about that a while back. He won the Rumble. He had the Charlotte pick. And then, of course, Adriana Ponce had number 30, which was Shayna Baszler. And we'll get to that little situation in a few minutes. On the other side, Alberto Cotto was our winner with the Drew McIntyre pick. Again, he didn't pick these people didn't pick the wrestlers; they picked numbers. So Drew's slot is the number that he won at, and of course Nathaniel Carr must have been feeling great when he saw Roman Reigns come out at his pick. But c'est la vie. I think Nathaniel should be pissed off at Paul Heyman for that, because there was some movement done. And again, we'll talk about all that in a second. So that was our Royal Rumble randomness situation. Thank you guys for participating in that. I actually can't wait to see if I have the time, I will do it again. It's not about was it not fun or anything. It was an awesome thing to do, and I had a lot of fun doing it with you guys, and I want to do it again. But I got to have the time to do it and set it up and contact people and blah, 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 blah. So they're all going to get their T-shirts, and we've already worked out wrestling ticket situations. This actually went rather smoothly. So, yeah, definitely interested in doing this again. I just want to let everybody know, as I'm recording this, I have a big-ass leather couch in my house with to two ends that recline. And this is the first episode ever I have ever recorded whilst in a recline. I'm probably way more comfortable than I should be right now. This is dangerous, but we're going to get through this. So let's pull this up. I never do this. I never go match for match, and I'm not going to go too in depth because I want to do this call thing. But out of respect for for the people who may have missed it, we'll go through the line here. Of course, our pre-show, Sheamus defeating Shorty G. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not see the pre-show, so I'm just listing here. We made the prediction that Sheamus and Shorty G wouldn't be that long of a match anyway, and I'm sure that it wasn't. Andrade defending the WWE United States Championship against Humberto Carrillo, and Andrade would go ahead and retain. Now, this is where I kicked in. I did not catch the pre-show, but I was on the money, 7 o'clock. Okay, I was right on board, getting ready to watch the main card here for the Royal Rumble, and we open with a Falls Count Anywhere match between Roman Reigns and King Corbin. And I have to be honest with you, the energy in the room was very low when we found out this was the opener. I'm not against Roman Reigns. I have no real problem with Roman Reigns. I'm just not as invested in him as I probably should be. And definitely not as invested in him as I am as some of his peers. But that's not what killed the whole deal. At the time, because I had people over from my house, but none of them made it over for the first match. People started rolling in around the second, which was the Women's Royal Rumble. So it was just me and the wife. And the wife is not much of a Roman Reigns fan, nor is she much of a King Corbin fan. So I'll go ahead and just give you the idea right now that we didn't react well to this matchup. Was it a bad matchup? No, I actually thought it was actually really good between the two. It's probably their best match because they've wrestled each other 1,000 times by now. But it was probably their best match. My only real problem is that it was a Falls Count Anywhere match, but it was not a 6-man tag. It wasn't a mini battle royal. For some odd reason, the POV of the situation just kept changing. After a while, once Corbin and Reigns got outside, and then we started getting Rude and Ziggler and the Usos, the cameraman just got off of Roman and Corbin and just started focusing on the other guys. We were trying to count the minutes that Rude and Ziggler was setting something up and beating up one of the Usos, and then an Uso jumped off of the scaffold, and then all this mayhem is going on, and then all of a sudden, Superman punch, and then Corbin running for his life. I don't know. I was confused by most of this, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure who we were supposed to be following. If I didn't see the beginning, if I didn't see the entrances, if I just walked into the room about 5 or 10 minutes into this match, I would have swore that the opening match for the Rumble was a tag team match between the Usos and Rude and Ziggler. I wouldn't have known anything about Roman Reigns and King Corbin. I wouldn't have known at all. So, I don't know. It was a weird matchup. I'm not going to say that it was a bad matchup. It was right toward... It's really... Once all the interference stuff got done and they got back into the ring... And actually, they didn't even get back in the ring. They fought all over the place and then he pinned them on the dugout. But once the tag teams got out of the damn picture and we were back to just Roman Reigns and Corbin, we really started cooking at that point. And then, of course, like I just said, we have the big pin on top of the dugout right where it says the World Series stuff. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I like that pin there. It's different. It's out there. Falls Count Anywhere. That literally counted anywhere whilst still being in the building and still being in view of the audience. That was pretty cool. That wasn't that bad there. Wasn't that bad. So we go over to the second match here. And the second match is the Women's Royal Rumble matchup. And the winner of this matchup will go on to the Pirate WrestleMania and get to fight a champion of their choosing. So let's go ahead and just spill the beans on this. Charlotte Flair is the one who ends up winning whilst eliminating Shayna Baszler. It's Shayna Baszler. The Queen of Spades coming in at number 30. And I know they did that shit on purpose with all the talk of Shayna Baszler winning the fucking Royal Rumble. I mean, hey, I did a roundtable with 3 people, and all of my other 3 guests all chose Shayna Baszler. Of course, I chose the one person who didn't even fucking compete. I chose Io Shirai, and she didn't even fucking compete because she's injured. I didn't know she was injured, so don't go following my bets every now and again, because Daddy gets them wrong sometimes. I didn't even know she was hurt, which means it was recent. I just saw her competing on fucking NXT like the other day. So I don't know why that shit happened the way that it fucking happened. So yeah, so Charlotte Flair ends up getting the win. So now the conversation ends up beginning. Does Charlotte Flair need this win to go to WrestleMania? And that's the question that has been answered, and I have an answer for it. The answer is yes, absolutely she does. What are you talking about? Well, let's be honest. When was the last time she not only held a championship, that she was even in the championship picture? They're reigning. She's the top of the field. And it almost feels like the LeBron James situation, where if you have to give it to somebody else. You can't give it to LeBron every year, even though every year he might actually be the best player every single time out. But it just gets boring. It wouldn't be fair. So that's what they did with Charlotte. They put everybody else in the spotlight, and they moved it all around, and now they gave her a purpose. They gave her a point, because at this juncture, how do you write her into a championship situation? That doesn't kill her dead, right? Because every time she does something, she's Flair's daughter, or she's Flair's daughter, right? That's what the whole deal. That's her father's daughter. I actually heard this on the internet the other day. Man, they must really like having Ric Flair around. They just had Charlotte Flair win the Royal Rumble. If you really believe in your heart that the reason that Charlotte Flair won the fucking Royal Rumble, I think she was a runner-up last year. She's got 10 world titles to her fucking resume. If you think that Charlotte Flair won all of those accolades simply because it's Ric Flair's daughter, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. That's just dumb. On a business level, it's just stupid. No one is giving this chick anything simply because she's Ric Flair's daughter. Did she get in the door because she was Ric Flair's daughter? Yeah, probably. She got an opportunity because of it. But she didn't arrive in the WWE. She didn't rise to the top. She didn't amass all of these fucking accolades simply because she was a cream pie one night by one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. That ain't how that shit works. I hate to break it to you people, but a lot of wrestlers have kids. None of those motherfuckers have won a Rumble. And as a matter of fact, I said it that night, and I'll say it here on the show when I had my guest over, and I was talking to my wife about this. I said, this is history. This is the first time ever. And she said, what do you mean? Well, it's first time ever for what? No wrestler has ever had no wrestler who's ever won a Rumble has ever had their kid win a Rumble. Forget son, daughter, whatever you identify as. It's just never happened. Never in the history of wrestling has one man won a Rumble, gone home, put his poom in her ping. Maybe I should have reversed that. His ping in her poom, made a baby, and then that baby won the fucking Royal Rumble. It's never happened. Ever. And if you're thinking, well, she only won the Rumble because, she's Flair, she's Flair's daughter, then you're an idiot. Because it's literally never happened before. So I'm pretty sure she won the Rumble because she's that fucking good. Charlotte is one of those, I think she might be the first female to ever fall into that category of she's just so fucking good, I have to hate her. She's so annoyingly good at what she does, fuck her. A lot of guys get that. Cena got it, Roman got it. A lot of top guys get it. After a while, Hogan got it, and I don't mean recently with the racism shit. I'm talking about in the 90s. In the 90s, it's the reason why Hollywood Hogan even came into existence, because the red and the yellow, it was starting to get booed. It was starting to get stale. It was it's the same thing every year. He's just so fucking good at what he does. I have to hate him now. That's always how that happens. They cheer for you. They cheer for you. They cheer for you. They push you all the way to the moon. And then all of a sudden, I'm done. I'm done cheering for you now because you're just so fucking good at what you do. I have to go in another direction. That's usually how that ends up going. So yeah, Charlotte Flair won the Rumble. Did she need to win the Rumble? Absolutely, she needed it, because now we have a logical way of pinning her into a situation at WrestleMania. And there's a lot of rumors going around right now that she's going to compete against Rhea Ripley for the NXT Championship. And if that's the case, I applaud it for multiple reasons. A, that's huge for NXT. And then someone is saying, well, what is going to happen then? What, she wins the NXT title at WrestleMania and she moves to NXT? Who said she's winning? That's why I love it. Rhea Ripley over Charlotte at WrestleMania? Book it. I'm in. I'm in for that. Rhea Ripley, I've said it, how many weeks in a row I've said this? Rhea Ripley is my number one favorite wrestler in the whole world right now. Rhea Ripley is awesome. I can watch Rhea Ripley matches all goddamn day long. All goddamn day. Damn day. Yeah, I could do that all day. So we move on from the 30 women Royal Rumble. We head over to the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. A lot of women's matches on this card, by the way, in case you didn't notice. So I guess people were listening to Becky. This one here, WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, it was a match. That's it. They had a match. They had to went in there, had a pro wrestling match for a championship, and someone won and someone lost. The dirty old heel got a win, avoided the women's right. Lacey Evans is going to have to wait another day to ascend atop the mountain. But I got to say, after everything I said at the roundtable about her being a babyface, I was more into Lacey's babyface than I was into Bayley's heel. I know this heel turn was supposed to freshen her up. I feel like it did more damage than the other shit was doing. I feel like this is doing more damage. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. I don't know what to do about Bayley, to be honest with you. I mean, if I was booking it, of course I would have my ideas. That's just, it's just silly. But I don't, where do I believe WWE is taking Bayley? And that's really hard to decipher. I'm not entirely sure. This heel deal is not working. It ain't working. She's not getting any heat. She's just kind of there. I think sometimes they boo because they feel like they have to. It's just now, it's this look that she has is dope. The approach, there's something about the approach. She's behaving badly, but she hasn't really been a heel. She did something the other day when she was talking about Lacey's daughter. She started to kind of climb in that direction. And I think she had a golden opportunity during the course of this match when she came face to face with the little girl. Now, I'm not suggesting Bayley should have just hauled off and smacked the little bitch. I'm suggesting she could have done a lot more heelish shit than she could have. And she just still played it safe. She just played it nice. I think she had a golden opportunity at some real heat, get this audience behind her so, Lacey could fire up and do her deal. But, they opted to play it safe, which is a negative on the PG side. We're still stuck in a PG world, unfortunately. Unless you go on to the next match, which was the strap match for the WWE Universal Championship, Daniel Bryan and The Fiend Bray Wyatt. These two motherfuckers have got some real chemistry, especially when it comes gimmick-wise. The first time I saw these two competing against each other with Daniel was in full yes movement, and Bray Wyatt, of course, being the Eater of Worlds. That didn't exactly, I don't know, I didn't really feel the chemistry then that I feel now. There's something about the current version of these two guys that they just killed it. They killed it. I would have suggested right then and there when I saw this is probably the best match on the whole card. I was like, this is really, really good. Had a lot of emotion, told a beautiful story with that strap. A lot of back and forth action. They gave Daniel some opportunities to really look strong against the Fiend, but the Fiend in the end, too much for the yes movement. That yes shirt, by the way, with the forest, or it's got like some sort of tree logo with the yes. They're incorporating the planet's champion in the babyface way. I love the attempt. Not gonna lie, I like the attempt. Because I liked heel Daniel Bryan. I think a lot of people did would agree, which is part of the problem. We liked the heel gimmick. That's 2020 for you, right? I'm starting to fall for it myself. And up until this point, man, I would have told you, man, this was the best match on the card. And then the next match happened. I'm going to be honest with you. I actually dug this match more than I dug the other one. But to be fair, I think this one had more emotion. Becky Lynch defending the WWE Raw Women's Championship against Asuka with Kairi Sane ringside. I set up the round table with Kairi Sane ringside with the roles reversed. Becky playing baby here and Asuka now playing the heel. As opposed to last time, I think they were both babies. But Becky was more like an anti-hero type deal, so he kind of tweening in between. This was clear-cut babyface heel. And I think that's, and that's just more fuel to the fires, more vindication that old school wrestling works a lot better than new school. It just does. When they had the two babies in there figuring this shit out, it was a good match. But when they had good guy versus bad guy with a personal issue and a hump that the champion's trying to get over, and Asuka trying to prove yet again that she's got Becky's number, and then the wild card on the outside with Kairi Sane, and the going back and forth, and it's just basically emptying the kitchen sink on their repertoire and trying to overcome the other person. Can she take her out? And then the big miss at the end. That wore me out just fucking describing it to you. There was a lot of emotion there. This was just brilliantly done. It was awesome. It was a ride. To see Becky explode with emotion at the end really sells it for you that this was something that was genuinely fucking with her. I've beaten everybody. I've main evented pay-per-views across the world and the big show itself, WrestleMania, but I can't squeak by Asuka. And they really played it up, and they really did an awesome job, and that was just a great match all the way around. And then we got here. And then we got to the Men's Royal Rumble. Now, I told you, folks, there's not much to discuss as far as this Rumble is concerned because I'm going to break down the most important part, which is the Brock Lesnar stuff. But, of course, I have to eat a little crow before we get into the Brock Lesnar stuff. Got to eat a little crow here. Edge returned. Spoiler alert here, I probably should have said that first. Edge back in the fold. Here in the WWE, and I'm going to get to Edge, I'm going to get to Randy Orton, I'm going to get to AJ Styles, and of course I'm going to get to Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre in just a short second. Right now, let's take a quick pause for the calls. Let's go ahead and get some of that information out there about this t-shirt. Take advantage of the sale, folks. Take advantage of the sale. Support the show. Buy a t-shirt. That's what I'm suggesting you do, but don't take it just from me. Listen to the commercial. Hey guys, Orsini here, and when you're about to do a big presentation, a big speech in front of a large auditorium of people, and you start getting nervous, and your palms get all sweaty, and you start to forget your speech in your head, and people always tell you, when you get up there and you start to feel a little nervous, all you need to do is picture or imagine the entire room naked, and it makes you feel better. Well, all of that is completely bonk and false. What will make you feel better is if you picture everyone in front of you in that audience wearing Orsini's Uncensored Mind official t-shirt. And you should wear one too. All you need to do is head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/AJOUM, and you can get this nice, comfortable, cotton, sleek, gray tee, and you can wear it to all of your social functions. You can wear it to work. You can wear it to go see your kids that you're not even paying attention to. It's obvious. It's the obvious choice. It's the attire that everyone should be wearing. Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and that's the t-shirt over at ProWrestlingTees.com/AJOUM. I'm serious. You might be good parents, but you should still buy this shirt. Ooh, that ended abruptly. Okay, we got to find a fade out for that. Anyway, all you need to do, folks, head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/AJOUM, and you can get yourself a beautiful looking tee, man. It's a fantastic t-shirt to put on you. A few people have already been buying it recently, and I want to keep that momentum going, guys. Go ahead and buy the t-shirt. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Now, here's what we're going to do. I have much to say about the Royal Rumble match, where this stuff is headed, but I'm going to do the live call. So here's what we're going to do. If I know listening to it's probably going to be interesting enough, but if you genuinely want to follow along, because I've seen this done before, so I'll do it here. All you need to do, I'm going to give you a quick little countdown. 3, 2, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, click. Okay? I am currently at 030800. That is 3 hours in, 8 minutes, 0 seconds. Okay, that's where I'm at. I'm staring at the screen right now with Elias holding his guitar. I skipped past all of Elias's garbage. We're going to get right into the bullshit of this. Obviously, you all know Brock Lesnar entered it at number 1. I'm going to have the volume off so I don't catch it on the microphone. I'm not trying to get fucked up over Royal Rumble audio. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. I'm going to click the button. And I'm going to call this bitch right down the middle. Now, here's the deal. I'm in a recline. I'm going to have to sit up a little bit right now. There we go. All right. So I'm comfy. Got the button here and going here. And we're going to talk some stuff here. I'm going to try to walk you through this. So hold my hand and prepare. All right. So we're going to do the quick clamp down here. Pull this back up for a second. All right, here we go. We're going to do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, click. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to hold this remote here so we can time this perfectly. All right, so 3, 2, 1, click. All right, we're playing here. Elias is doing his thing now. I like the fact that Elias is starting this, of course, with the song, because, of course, the bell, I believe the bell has rung already, is it not? This is all part of the official time of the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar is looking a little annoyed. Heyman has got to be... Oh, that's my best part right there. I was going to say Heyman's looking tired. Lesnar is in such a rush to kick Elias' ass. He almost tears his Achilles. He almost tore his ACL just getting out of the damn ring. Now we've got hot pursuit here. Elias, takedown by Brock Lesnar. Sledges to the head. Showing that MMA background here. Lesnar tying up, throwing those big old tree log shoulders into the gut, into the abdomen here of Elias. He looks like he's going to try to make quick work of him here. Now, I'm not going to do complete play-by-play. I know it sounds like it, but he's already taken Elias to Suplex City here. That's not the purpose of this. I'm going to explain some stuff here. Notice Lesnar taking his time. When I was watching this the first time around, I really thought that I knew we would see fast eliminations, and I knew as soon as I saw that he was starting with Elias, I thought, yeah, maybe this could be. But as you see throughout the course of this right here, look, Heyman slides in the guitar. Here comes Lesnar. Kaboom! That was not gimmicked well at all. That guitar looked stiff as shit. It looks like Elias took that shit to the back like some sort of Bangkok prostitute. Here we go here. We're over the top rope. If Johnny Cash and Jesus had a baby, and that baby worked at Planet Fitness and was able to work out for free and then jacked up for 4 years, that's what Elias would look like there. Heyman doing his heel deal, showing off the WWE Championship to as many people that will look. Brock Lesnar looking like his usual bronze reddish self. I can never tell if Lesnar hit the tanning booth or if his blood pressure is just too goddamn high. So far, he's milking it. Everyone's pissed. Lady Ref is in the ring, sweeping up the guitar pieces. Who's coming in at number 3? I don't remember the order here. Okay, Eric Rowan's coming out. The man with the mystery cage. Now, again, we're going to talk about the booking of this matchup here. Elias was good. That was a good start. Everyone knows that he's going to get thrown out. But here's where the bitching starts, right? So Eric Rowan's got this deal with the cage. They're trying to push him as a big monster heel. So everyone's all pissy about the fact that this guy is finna get his ass kicked when he gets in here. Lesnar's in fight mode. Now look at Lesnar here. He's in fight mode, right? I think he's giving you the impression that he's taking Eric a little bit seriously here. And then whoop, over the top, just outsmarts him. Eric Rowan gets paid for a nice, decent run here. Lesnar with the big flex. He's all upper body. Not only did he forget leg day, but I'd be shocked if he even knew he still had legs at this point. Heyman is still showing off the championship belt. It's a beautiful belt, rhinestone to death. I like how Eric Rowan did not go to get his cage. It was given to him. In my opinion, that kind of kills the gimmick. I don't think random people should just be picking up his cage. That defeats the purpose. They're supposed to be afraid of the cage, but apparently they're in a time crunch. Lesnar's egging this crowd on. He's pulling them in. This is all part of the heel job, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there was 2 quick eliminations. I get it. But you know what? He's pissing people off. That's what he's supposed to do. They're all annoyed at him right now. They were annoyed when they walked in the door to see this guy come in. Now, here's another quality opponent. Entrant number 4, Robert Roode. You see the trepidation on Robert's face. He's nervous. He knows he's about to get in there with the Beast Incarnate, coming off of his suspension. So you know he's getting his ass kicked. That was another problem I have. Well, why crush Robert Roode? Have they been doing anything with Robert Roode? I know that we love Robert Roode. He's awesome, but does the WWE love Robert Roode? Mind you, this is what, the 4th entrant? Lesnar, of course, himself being number 1. Brock is sweating profusely. It's like Patrick Ewing in the 4th quarter. It's kind of depressing. Here comes Robert Roode, looking as tan as can be, throwing some sharp punches there until Lesnar hits him in the bread basket there. Robert Roode trying to counter out. And this is about can I just say real quick, this is the thinnest I've seen Robert Roode in a long time. Still jacked. Here comes the F5. That's a sign of respect there, I think. Dead fish sell by Robert. Again, look at the flesh face of Brock Lesnar. I don't know if he's bronze or red or some sort of caramel maroon color. I'm looking at his body, too. Does he have abs anymore? Is he in shape? Or he's just a shape now? What is that? I don't know. I can't tell. He tosses Robert Roode over the top effortlessly. At this point, the audience is here we go, taunting. The audience is at a fever pitch right now. They're all pissed off. Another point to the Brock Lesnar deal here. That's why I love Brock Lesnar being on top. People love to hate him. He's legitimately hated. They're sick and tired of seeing him. That's the point. Here comes Lesnar now. He's got time to boast. He's showcasing his championship all on his own now. Here comes number 5. What do we got here for entrant number 5? John Morrison. Now, this was absolutely a perfect pick. I heard people complaining about this, too, where he's debuting back. Why would you put him in the ring to get tossed up by Lesnar? I hate to break it to you people, but John Morrison being signed, I mean, is he here to be a star or is he here to be a coach? Did they really ever believe that he was going to come back recently? Right now, he's going to come back and he's just going to be a main event guy right off the bat. They've never really seen John Morrison as a main eventer. Why should you? He's never been treated as such. I know he's coming in from the indies, dude. Lucha Underground, and there he goes. I can't even get his resume out of my mouth before he's out. And then they gave him the parkour entrance, too. Or exit, I should say. Nice overhead belly to belly. And now he's really pissing him off. Now he's got the belt. I don't know why John is selling like he just got his fucking face kicked in, but here we go. I don't like the belt without the buttons. I know they left some buttons on there for show, but all these belts are fucking Velcro now, so there goes that. Like little front flip. You noticed with Eric Rowan, it was a quick elimination. Clothesline over the top. He took him seriously, but he got him out as fast as he could. That's more psychology with that. With Robert Roode, Robert was able to put up more of a fight, which got Brock a little bit more nervous, but he's able to dispatch of him. And with John, he was able to showcase John's athleticism there. Now, I know it was a quick elimination, not much to put over with John Morrison, but he tried to. Does Lesnar have chichos? If you don't know what chichos are, ask your nearest, Spanish friend what a chicho is. He's got chichos on the side there. He's looking a little buttery. All right, here's where it gets interesting now. Pick number 6 here. Kofi Kingston. Crowds into this because Kofi Kingston is the reason that Brock Lesnar is the WWE champion right now. Kofi won at WrestleMania, where I was at, held the championship with great pride and grace, until he ran into a Lesnar-sized wall on the opening SmackDown episode on Fox. Lost in 7 seconds, and here we go. Now, this is the part where all the heat that he's been building up until this point comes in handy, because this audience is red hot now. They are dying to see Kofi get a little payback for that 7-second disrespect they put on him. So for everyone telling me this was a waste of time, we're only down the 6th entrant, and this crowd is red hot right now. They're enjoying what they're seeing, but Kofi's not enjoying what he's getting. That's a German suplex thrown there by Lesnar. Another problem I have with calling his Germans suplexes, because there's a point in this match, I think it's coming up soon as a matter of fact, where he does an actual suplex. So had he followed it with a German, the commentator would have said, suplex by Lesnar followed by a suplex. And the casual fan would have said, I think this guy is freaking crazy in the head. Because I just saw 2 completely different moves, and they're named exactly the same. So this is where I started to get it, the idea that maybe Lesnar's on his way out because he's been eliminating him one at a time. And then we have another entrant come out, so here comes number 7. And then I saw it was Mysterio, and I said, oh, okay, yeah, no, maybe we'll just hold off a second on this whole finally Lesnar's going to be eliminated deal. I said to myself, all right, here's a great opportunity for a double elimination here from Brock Lesnar just to put that heat over the top. Because if you're following the story here, he was eliminating each guy as quickly as possible. Now we're building up to higher quality stars. So now instead of eliminating one at a time, he's going to have to start eliminating a bunch at a time. And we're just steadily building up. We have miscommunication here between Lesnar and Mysterio. Missed clothesline there. And Lesnar there is the veteran here. I mean, I know Mysterio has more years, but being the larger man, Lesnar's in control of this matchup. He's going to break all that botchy shit up. We're done with that. Now he's just going to go back into menacing mode. Double corner choke out between Mysterio and Kofi. Double clotheslines. Haven't seen him do that in a long fucking time. And that hip bone he's got sticking out. Now he's chuckling. So the crowd pissed off at him in the beginning. Started firing up when the baby faces started coming back at him. Now they're quiet. Lesnar's back into control. And Mysterio's taking yet another trip to Suplex City. And at this point, I think Mysterio would rather be dumped in the back of his head than dropped on top of his knees. That's for sure. Kofi Kingston, newly blonde Kofi Kingston in the ring, trying to gather his breath. A suplex there to Kofi Kingston. Looked like he sandbagged that one a little bit, but now I'm not going to critique a former WWE champion on his ability to sell a German suplex, is what I'll be calling it. Because I have respect for the business. That's a German suplex there by Brock Lesnar. Countdown's coming down. We still got 2 guys in the ring. Now, for everybody bitching, well, all these quick eliminations. Well, they weren't all that quick. We only got about, 5 deep, and it stopped. So now we're building up. This was interesting. Number 8, Big E coming out. Now there's, look at the face. Nice camera shot of Lesnar moving his arms around, trying to get feeling back in. He knows this one's a challenge. You notice he didn't laugh. Everybody kept laughing at the talent. He didn't laugh too much. I haven't called him laughing once. And we're already at the 8th entrance. So once again, another overblown aspect of this matchup. I love Big E trying to give the pep talk here. Getting everybody on the same page. Let's take him out. The New Day and Rey Mysterio playing the role of Xavier Woods here. Lesnar showing his beastness. Firing out. Oh, he's selling here. Trouble in Paradise. Now the crowd's jumping up. You see the ebbs and flow of this. Big E showing zero weakness here. Big ending there by Big E. Didn't even struggle to pick the big man up. 619, all the baby faces throwing out all their big shit. Crowds on their feet. They're into this. They're hyped. Here we go. Big E leading the charge. And boom, big shoulder into the midsection of Lesnar. Now Lesnar's putting in that work. He is selling. And big miscalculation by Mysterio over the top. He catches beautiful Lesnar off of Big E into Kofi Kingston, showing that athleticism. You know, that athleticism that people say he don't have. Bing, bang, boom. Mysterio's out. Big E's out. Now, ebb and flow. Follow me on this. Gains slow heat through the first 4 picks. Okay? Actually, 5. We'll say 5 because Morrison was 5. Gains momentum, gains heat. 3 straight baby faces come out one at a time, start to build up offense on Lesnar, fires up the audience, and then quick, sudden, like a cutoff in a match, just chops them all down. Crowd's right back to being shitty. Boo! And he does all this, and now we get to the counter. And now Lesnar's laughing because he knows, and he's not laughing because of the quality of opponent. He's laughing because he knows he has you right where he wants him. So here comes a dream match scenario. Here comes entrant number 9. Cesaro. Coming down the ramp. He is a fit man. Look at him. They're very Jason Statham like. This guy is very slender. Look at those Europeans. Again, even if it's going to be a quick elimination, Lesnar feeds to the strength of his opponent. John Morrison's parkour. Here we're showing Cesaro's stiff strikes, strong style here, and over the top. Again, if you're paying attention, the bigger the threat, the faster He eliminates them. Not because they're jabronis, but because that's the urgency of Brock Lesnar. If he's a true test, if he is a true monster, I need him out of the way. He toyed with Kofi and Mysterio and all those guys. But for the bigger, stronger athletes, Lesnar used his speed because he's a 5-tool athlete. Smaller guys, he'll overpower. Bigger guys, he'll either out-wrestle or out-speed. He's a full package deal. Lesnar slides in the belt. Heyman slides the belt into Lesnar for more taunting. Now Brock is talking shit to the crowd. He's starting to get bored here. Here goes the counter down again. Hit 0. Who we got here? Shelton Benjamin. Beautiful. Look at Lesnar's face. Oh, my good friend. You know when white people always tell you, yeah, I'm not a racist, I got a black friend? That's his black friend. That's Brock Lesnar's black friend right there. Look, he's pounding him. He just did the Nation of Domination salute out of nowhere. He pounded his chest and threw his fist up. I said, oh, he's doing it again. Assalamu alaikum, man. Look at even Heyman. Even Heyman's giving him the big hug, man. Look at him. Oh, he said he's so happy. Yeah, he's so happy to see you. Good stuff here. Good job. Here comes Shelton Benjamin. Look, Heyman's rooting him on. Go ahead. Yeah, come in there and come get you some of that broccoli. Look at these two guys. Like old buddies. Like old friends. Old war heroes. Look how far these guys go back. Little known fact, they used to be a tag team back in their old VW days. I believe they were the Minnesota Stretching Crew on account of their collegiate accolades together. Now they're looking like, all right, now we're going to help each other out. Look at Lesnar. Oh, man, he's such a loving friend is Brock Lesnar. Here we go. Come on out, guys. Here we go. And boom, Suplex City, motherfucker. Boom, the top of Shelton's head. Knock that lazy eye straight, and then bam, over the top rope. Oh, someone get a wet nap for him. He done been powdered. He's outside now trying to breathe air. And Brock Lesnar he's laughing. Now he's laughing. I mean, he's laughing too hard when you think about it. He's forcing his laugh because he knows he's supposed to laugh right now, but he's also blown the fuck up. He hasn't wrestled this long since, 2004. So his head looks like the tip of a freshly cut dog dick. He's just pink for no reason. His blood pressure is through the goddamn roof. Here we go. Shinsuke Nakamura is coming out. The artist. I don't think Sami Zayn can physically find a tighter pair of pants whilst looking from the bottom down. He looks like the dude from Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta's character. I forgot his fucking name. I'm drawing a blank at the moment, but you know what I'm talking about. And then, of course, from the waist up, he looks like a slender Fidel Castro. I don't know how else to display that. Like that lush beard of his, like an off-duty Santa Claus. Here comes Shinsuke in here with his pajama onesie. What happened to Shinsuke Nakamura? That's a conversation for another day. But he is throwing those strikes. Little known fact, I said this during the Royal Rumble, Shinsuke and Lesnar have history. Battled over the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Lesnar won that title from Shinsuke. And before I can even begin to tell you their history, out he goes. And now Lesnar he's pumped. He is pumped. Look at his pits are not tanned. His back is, to a degree. Everything from his neck up looks like a carnation. It's just pink. Look at that all day. He's dusting his shoulder off. With everything going on with Lesnar, you got to wonder, like, does he sit in his truck? Does he go back to Minnesota sitting in his truck listening to the most hardcore and gangsta of rap music? There's people pointing to boo signs. That's what I'm talking about. Look at all this heat he's getting right now. Just being Lesnar. Look at that sweat, man. He must have had a gallon of Poland Spring when this was over. Just to replenish. We're at number 12 now. Oh, here comes T'Challa. MVP. He's coming out. That must have been an expensive onesie. Look at that. That is top tier, sheer athlete. Look at this fucking guy. His fucking beard is on point. I missed the cornrows, but that's all right. Shaved head has got to be a lot easier to maintain. Glasses is on point. That weird ass walk he does. He's got this stocky ass walk, and there it is. Remnants. remnants of my old friend Boombox Brock. He's over here dancing to MVP's theme. He's digging life right now. The MVP coming out here with the Wakanda gear. Oh, I still don't understand this. I don't know why he kept chasing Paul Heyman around. Maybe because of the way he treated Shelton Benjamin. When you're making Paul Heyman run, I really do hope that was part of the damn script because he's running his ass off. Making him sweat in what I can only assume was a 5X button down. Here comes MVP. I think MVP debuted right after Lesnar disappeared. I believe 05, if I'm not mistaken, was MVP's debut on the main roster. And Lesnar was gone. His last match was in 04, so these two might have just missed each other. And I don't think MVP is going to stick around long enough. Bam, over the top rope he goes. So he's eliminated big men, he's eliminated small men, he's eliminated multiple men, and he's eliminated a surprise entrant. Are you pissed off yet? Good, because that's the fucking point. Now Lesnar's coming over to Heyman, having a discussion. He's talking to his coach. Coach is trying to keep his head in the game. Oh, this was my moment. I marked out right here, number 13, Keith Lee. Boom, look at that sell from Brock Lesnar. Look at his face. Oh, big boy. Yeah, he's saying it, big boy. I love it because you have to know in real life, he really doesn't know shit about Keith Lee. But you could just keep... I think Lesnar's sell here is perfect, and it puts over Keith Lee more than anything else. Because just physically, you look at Keith Lee and you're like, yeah, that's a big guy. This is perfect from Keith right here. Staring down Heyman, look at him dead in his eyes. Heyman knows this guy's for real. That vest doesn't look at Lesnar's face. He's like, that's a... Who is this motherfucker here exactly? Good question, Brock. Who is this motherfucker? Look at Keith Lee. Not a single defined muscle in his whole body, but you know they're all there. He is If you had to construct a wrestler, look how similar height, similar build, similar skill set. Keith Lee can power. He can run. He can fly. This guy can promo. He can facial expression. He can do it all. 5-tool athlete, as they call him down in the South. He's like a younger... I don't like that, but we'll get into that. That whole step around, that stupid thing he does with his hands. Good sell from Lesnar. His face is as pink as ever now. That roll was beautiful, and then bam, right hand. Getting the crowd pumped into this. Lesnar. Look at Lesnar breathe hard. He's just selling everything Keith is doing. That, I don't know if that was planned. They went with a double down there, and I don't know why, because I can see Lesnar being down to sell it. I don't know why Keith would. He's still relatively fresh in the match. I don't think Lesnar would have the power at that point to hit a guy that size enough to hurt him. But I know I figured out the double down after the entrant here, number 14, Braun Strowman. This is where, besides the Kofi part, this is where it's like, all right, if he's going to get out, this is where he's going to get out right here. Two monsters in the ring. Strowman has proved he's big enough for Lesnar all on his own. With Keith Lee, this should be interesting. Boom. Body splashes in the corner. Hold that. Everybody's getting the body splash. A drop kick. I want you to understand what just happened, folks. I just called a drop kick from Braun Strowman. And now what? What the hell is he about to do? Oh, he's going to run around the ring with his multiple shoulder tackles. And, of course, Keith Lee just spins with it. He's not bumping that. And good move by him. Oh, look at Lesnar take the big bump from Braun Strowman. Don't tell me Lesnar's not putting in work right now. Lesnar is about as moist as a motherfucker could be on planet Earth. His perspiration dominates his whole life. Oh, he still has... Oh, good jump. Good sell by Strowman on the German. Keith also giving his body up. Strowman, he's probably got... that was a sandbag on that one. Probably got tired of getting yelled at by Lesnar. You big fuck, get off the ground. That's how Keith Lee's showing him how to do it. Doesn't matter your size, folks. If you can't get off the ground for that, you're going to wear your fucking opponent down. Look at Lesnar's face. Oh my God, a nice tender pink. It's like he's wearing a flamingo mask. This is ridiculous. Get off the mat. Now we've got 3 genuine monsters in this ring right now. Strowman and Lee bumping into each other. That's what the crowd doesn't want to see. They want to see them gang up on Lesnar. These 2 guys eliminate each other. It's going to piss him off again. Here's the right hand exchange. I'm not a big fan of that. Maybe between 2 monsters like this. Oh, Lesnar with the surprise double elimination. And now people are pissed because those are 2 big guys he just dumped over. And there's not many other big ones left. Look at Lesnar's face. Now he's so happy. He's proud of himself. Look at him. Lesnar's fighting off dehydration at this point. Ricochet is up next. Where are we at? Number 15. I don't give a shit. You see him charge. This was otherworldly stupid to me. The full sprint to the ring. And then a big springboard here on Lesnar. I was like, what a fucking maroon. Why the fuck would you run full fucking speed that distance to wear yourself out? Now, Ricochet is an amazing seller. But it just looks weird when he does it against Lesnar. Because I don't think that's selling. I think that's a shoot, baby. That's a shoot. That's a knee to the back. Ricochet now trying to get to his feet. He's got all 12 of his abs facing Lesnar. Until Lesnar turns him around. Oh, takes his ass to Suplex City. Beautiful sell by Ricochet. He's going to get off the ground. I don't think Lesnar's going to have to worry about this motherfucker sandbagging his ass. And look at Lesnar. Look how proud he is of himself. Dear God, I've gotten 15 picks through here. And I think at this point, right, I think he's got his 13 eliminations. He's now holds the record for eliminations in a Royal Rumble, which, to be honest with you, he should have held from the word go. I don't know how many he had in that one Rumble that he won. But here we go here. Oh, here comes the man. This is it. Pick number 16. Drew McIntyre. Here he comes. Shit brick house. Look at this guy. Look at Lesnar's face. He sees a man that is pure 100% muscle. There is no ounce of fat on Drew McIntyre anywhere. Nowhere. Look at that man. Chiseled out of granite. That man, Drew McIntyre would make any grown man question his sexuality. Look at this fucking man. Just enough body hair. Not a whole lot of gruff. Just enough to prove that he's a fucking man and a half. Look at him. Look at him. He's taller than Lesnar is. He's beefier than Lesnar is. He's younger than Lesnar is. Look at Lesnar. He's taking off the gloves. This is going to get real now. That was the ultimate sign of respect right there. He's taking the gloves off. And then boom, he gets kicked low by Ricochet. He'll pay for that. Claymore kick over the top rope. And look at the audience. There is not a single human being in that entire baseball stadium sitting down. They are all on their feet. As all the blood apparently rushes to the fucking forehead of Brock Lesnar, who is now a beet red. The whole Rumble stopped. Look at Heyman's face. Stunned. He is Oswald Cobblepotting over time as Paul Heyman. Look at that. Nice swift kick to the breadbasket. And by breadbasket, I mean his coin purse. His Franken beans. And here comes Drew McIntyre with a Claymore. That ends the entire deal here with Brock Lesnar and the Royal Rumble. I'm going to go ahead and pause this here. Pause for the cause. And that is it right there, man. I hope I kind of shined some light there. Maybe gave you a few ha-has, but that's the point of all this, folks. Each and every person that came in served a purpose. And that purpose was for you to hate Lesnar. And the reason they wanted you to hate Lesnar is so that you would love Drew for beating up the guy that you hate. It's called pro wrestling booking. And it was beautifully done here. I do rate this as one of the better Royal Rumbles of all time. As a matter of fact, I'd love to look back and see where this truly ranks, and maybe we'll have that discussion for another day. But I've seen every single Royal Rumble there is to see, and I know people who are hearing this probably say the same thing. There's never been a Rumble with this kind of formula before. They completely shook the whole thing up. And I got to be honest with you, beautifully done. Master's class in how to run a Royal Rumble in a completely different manner and throw everything else right out of the door. That was good stuff. This was a good Rumble. And then you take everything that just happened now, and anybody will tell you, even people who hated the Lesnar stuff will all tell you, I fell in love with the Rumble as soon as he was eliminated. I mean, we had AJ Styles come out, Edge return. Speaking of which, AJ suffering the shoulder injury, from what I understand, from a few readings that I've done, because it's still relatively new. It was still relatively in the dark. It doesn't look like it's serious enough for him to miss any serious time. We still may be able to get him for WrestleMania. I'm not entirely sure if the plan was for Edge and Styles, and because of the injury, they just audibled out and did something else. Because for those of you who did not see on Raw, Randy kind of put the boots and steel chairs to Edge. So that's going to go ahead and set them up for WrestleMania as opposed to Edge and AJ Styles, which was the rumored match that we were going to get. I think that injury may have caused an audible, but it's okay. A lot of different storylines going in. One knock I have on this match, Lesnar was fed a lot of the SmackDown guys. There weren't a whole lot of Raw guys to start this match off. And then the whole second half of the Rumble, practically, was all Raw guys. 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, and 30 were all Raw guys. 2 free agents and only 2 NXT. My wife was pissed about this. The women's Royal Rumble had a lot of NXT, and I know why. I get it. Look at this. I'll give you the numbers for NXT women. 2, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 19, 20, 24, 26, 28, and 30 all got spots in the Royal Rumble, and that's just for the fact of the NXT women is the best division in WWE right now. So they had a lot of NXT ladies that they wanted to get in there. It's not a whole lot of NXT guys they wanted to get there at the expense of the other main roster guys. So it didn't really work out the way that people thought as far as the NXT deal goes and as far as the Royal Rumble goes. So there's that. Drew winning this was my pick. A lot of people picked Drew to win. He was the obvious choice to win this. As much as I said, yeah, Charlotte winning made sense for her because it writes her in, I can still see the argument that Charlotte didn't need it. It makes sense. Does not make sense here. Not with Drew. Drew needed to win this. There's no ifs and buts about it. He loses this, which is, from what I understand, was the original plan. He was supposed to lose to Roman Reigns at the end of this. And Heyman fought to go the other way. And I got to say, that was a bold choice, but it was the right choice. Sometimes you have a situation where you have to decide whether or not you want to fall on that grenade, and they did. And it was the right choice. And now we have the match that, if you would have told me all those years ago that this is where they were headed, I would have called you a liar. But here we stand. Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, 2 of Vince McMahon's favorite wrestlers, will be competing for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. They are saying it's the main event. It should be the main event. That pay-per-view WrestleMania should close with Drew McIntyre, top rope, doing that pose of his with the championship, pointing to the sign, the whole deal, package deal. That should be some good stuff there. So we're already on the road, folks. We're on the road to WrestleMania. Royal Rumble sets all that up. We have our main event. I already listed that for you there. We're still a lot of things to figure out. We don't have a universal title situation. Now that the Royal Rumble winner is heading toward the WWE Championship, that leaves a lot open for the universal title and see who is going to jump in there. Daniel made a very good case for himself that maybe this should really blow off at WrestleMania. We have that situation there. We have the Women's Tag Team Championship to think about, the United States title, Intercontinental Championship. My God in heaven, there's just so many opportunities here for WrestleMania that are on the table. From what I understand, there is a petition going around, and I don't mean an actual piece of paper, but more of an advocacy thing. There are a lot of people trying to get an NXT title match for WrestleMania. Not just for the TakeOver, but an NXT Championship match at WrestleMania. This card is starting to formulate like it could be something really, really, really special. And all that is due to the one pay-per-view. That's right, it's a pay-per-view that sets them up to go down the road of WrestleMania. So that is my Royal Rumble fallout. I know that some people were anticipating me discussing a little bit more in depth on the Edge situation. I'm saving that. I am saving that conversation, trust me. We will get into that next week, 127, and I think I may have a guest next week. I think. I would like one, especially to go back and forth on this Edge thing. So I just wanted to do Royal Rumble today. Royal Rumble Fallout, do a nice little thing as far as this live call deal, and really give some Fallout information and discussion. So we did that. 126 is in the books. I want to thank you guys again for listening to the show, and definitely for supporting the live roundtable that we did. I didn't get a chance to mention that at the beginning. So much interaction. This is definitely the most interactive episode that we've ever done live. So that's uber cool. Thank you guys for participating in that. And look for it in the future, man. We're going to be doing some cool stuff this year. Different roundtables, different game setup. We're going to be doing a lot of crazy shit. It's going to be fucking awesome. And we're going to get some new voices on the show. That's a promise. So, thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for downloading. Thank you guys for sharing. And, of course, thank you guys for enjoying episode 126.
100 episodes, now pay him.
And make sure that you buy my husband's t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/AJOUM. Please, he needs this.
Listen to my daddy show. He's the best, so I don't know.